Galimera, 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 good morning, good morning, good morning, and how are we all today? And can I just say, what an absolutely fantastic day it is today. Absolutely beautiful. The sun is shining, it's warm, no cold, windy breeze or anything. Looking at the trees, definitely there is no breeze at the moment. The birds are fluttering around. And the chickens are as well. I wonder if we're going to have any peace with the chickens today's broadcast after yesterday. Nice to see people looking in. Lindsay Lamb looking in. Brett Weston looking in as well. Can I just say thank you to Howard Lamb for some information that he sent me yesterday, which is as part of the news today as well. But all in all, what a fantastic, glorious day it is as we slowly inch ourselves closer to the summer season, and looking across to Kerry and also looking across to Amber Lockerbie as well. They can see some aircraft there in the sky flying, leaving a trail stream behind. I wonder who that could be. In fact, it's two aircraft very close together. I would say they could be a couple of Air Force fighters flying there that close together, patrolling over Zakynthos at the moment and across Greece. But anyway, absolutely glorious. I hope you're having a good day at the moment. Oh, I've just had a weather forecast from the lovely Amanda. I hope that balcony's looking good. She missed the broadcast yesterday because she was painting the balcony. She says, good morning, Ginge. Sunshine all day. Highs of 18. Will feel like 23. Have a great day. Yes, we will. Definitely. Jane and I, we went for a bit of a walk yesterday. We went up to Sillaby on number 6 on the booking out scheme, where you're allowed to leave your local area and go up, like to the beach. So we went up to Sillaby Beach again this weekend, and we had a walk right the way around the beach, up to where Mythos Time is. We went from there all the way along, and we basically just walked the whole of the resort, looking at what was going on. A lot of people still doing work, a lot of building going on, a lot of shall we call titivating as well going on, people getting businesses ready for the summer season. There are some new businesses on the way as well. So all in all, it was a beautiful afternoon. There were the kids playing on the beach. Seemed to be more people, to be quite honest, out and about on the beach yesterday. There was one little kid in one of them electric cars driving about. Little toy car, actually. That's quite sweet. I never realised it. Her mum was operating it off the phone, but she still ended up crashing into a bollard. But they were all right. They were just playing about in the cars. But yeah, absolutely glorious. And again, as we look over the hill, looking towards the location of Sillaby, again, lovely clear blue skies. Looks like it's going to be a lovely day. And here comes Sandy. Where are you, Sandy? You come to say hello to everybody? That's little Sandy. Oh, and by the way, the cheeky cockerel that makes all the noise, we've come up with a name for him this morning. Jane and I have decided that we're going to call him Norris. Yes, Norris the noisy cockerel. In fact, he's just... I think that's him over there at the moment. He's sort of scooted away. We've been feeding them, as you can see, little bits of cat food there on the veranda, basically just to, have some peace in the broadcast, not like yesterday where they were getting very cheeky yesterday. Anyway, there's a few people tuning in at the moment. Lovely to see. Somebody says, good morning, looks beautiful there. Frosty here, wherever you are. But anyway, we'll get to that in a while. But there's been quite a bit going on over the weekend here. Not only in Zakynthos, but also in Greece as well. Anyway, just turn the screen round for you, and let's have a look at the news for today, shall we? Monday, the 12th of April, day 158 in lockdown. We're inching ourselves closer to 160 at the moment. Right, COVID in the last 24 hours. Good news on that front. Now starting to recede a bit, down from the previous day where we reported 2,801. Today's report is 1,718. That's the total of 295,480 since the pandemic started. There were 3 new cases identified at checks into the country. That's also down from 4 on the previous day. And according to the national stats, there was no new cases in Macardo. Again, that's been about 2 or 3 days on the go now with nothing reported there. 1 new case in Kefalonia, 9 cases in Corfu, and 4 cases on Zakynthos. Now, what I've decided to do from now on is the local press don't seem to be reporting local cases like they have been. So what I'm going to do is now I will add the national stat to whatever the figure is in the total that I keep, unless of course there's confirmation on the ground of the amount of infections for that day, if you see what I mean. So again, today I've taken the 4 from the national stats and added them to my running total, because there's not been any cases being reported. And guess who's back? My friend is back, the naughty chicken. Look at you. Are you going to sit on the chair there and behave? Or just give me 2 seconds. Oh, we've got the 2 of them here now. Bless them. Oh, hang on a minute, girlie. Come on. She's trying to jump in the... Get out of there. Get out of there. That's like a drunk getting into... Come on. Out you get. Oh, you are naughty girl. There we go. Oh, this... Bless them. Oh. And look at the mess they made and all. Can't believe that much come out of a small chicken. Right, where was I? Oh, yes, I do apologise for that. So basically, as we've had no local reports this morning of any new infections, I've added the national to the local figures. So at the moment then, we stand at the moment of 362 positive cases here in Zakynthos since the beginning of the year. And this month we've had 100... since the beginning of April, we've had 78 cases, okay, for April alone. When it comes to deaths at the moment, deaths across the country, they're also down, and they're down from quite a bit, actually. You might remember the other day I reported to you 75 deaths across Greece. Well, yesterday on Sunday, there were 52 new deaths across the country. So that is a good step in the right direction. Once again, our condolences to those families affected. That brings the total death toll since the pandemic started to 8,885. The average age of those people passing away, 79 years of age. 96% of them had underlying health conditions or were over the age of 70. And the average death rate in 2019 was 329 deaths a day right across Greece. So, once again, just to remind you as well that we did have a death on Zakynthos on Friday. An 88-year-old woman passed away in the hospital. That brings the death toll here on Zakynthos since the beginning of the year up to 4 deaths, and we've had 3 other deaths the year before. So we've had a total of 7 deaths here on Zakynthos since the pandemic started. Anyway, as for critical cases are down, not by much. We did report yesterday 781. That is now down to 780. 496 are male, 284 are female. Again, we don't know when the numbers are down, whether that's a passing or whether the person has got better and has gone into just the ordinary COVID clinic or COVID ward to stay there for observation. But at the moment, the ICU bed number is just down ever so slightly. Right, today's news then, it's back to the desks today for approximately 1,500 students here on Zakynthos, going back to the Lyceums. They've been called back into school in the middle of a pandemic, and it's hoped that everything will go smoothly, because at the moment things haven't been running as smoothly as they'd like. Now, according to the Director of Secondary Education of Zakynthos, Dionis Potamus, most of the students have nominally obtained the self-test kits from the pharmacies, while some problems were created with the EPAL and the evening high school they have also been overcome at the moment. And also there was the online question of online protocols not running at the moment. However, that has been sorted as well. Anyway, he then pointed out that in all schools of Zakynthos, the necessary cleaning has been done in the classrooms and on the school premises, while masks and gloves have also been provided for students. Finally, Mr. Pothos referred to the transportation of students by bus, as many come from the villages of this island to the high schools of the city, emphasising that the safest transportation of students, all the drivers have been given rapid tests and have all come out negative. And can I also say thank you to Howard Lamb, who also sent me this message at the end of yesterday's broadcast. He said, "Morning, mate, just listen to your broadcast just to let you know that the tests were available from Friday. Got ours from Laguna and Blake has had to do it this evening, ready for school tomorrow." Obviously, that's today. Then we can pick up another test on Wednesday and repeat the test Wednesday night, ready for Thursday, and then repeat. Also, all teaching staff, coach drivers and all cleaners are in the same boat. All have to be tested twice a week, and if the pupil does not have a test certificate on arrival at school, he or she does not enter, and there is no option of now of any online schooling. So the test is essential. Take care, guys. Have a lovely day. Thanks for that. So there you go. That's from a parent here on the island. Howard, known him for years. Basically, yeah, kids are self-testing, and it's they must appear in school with the certificate, which I think is part of the test kit, to say that if you've tested negative, somehow you make some mark on your paper, and that is then shown as you arrive at school, and then you're allowed in. So it looks like all online education now has stopped. It is all now in front of a human being, which is a far better way for kids to get an education. And we'll see how this all transpires during the week. Anyway, more national news then. The ban on international flights within Greece has been extended from April the 12th to now April the 19th. By the Civil Aviation Authority here in Greece due to the epidemiology situation in the country. The ban excludes flights for essential purposes such as health issues, business purposes, essential family needs, or the return to a permanent residence. So if you're somebody who's come from abroad who wants to get back to Zakynthos, you will be allowed to fly internally back to the island. So there's anybody that's planning to return here, maybe you've got to come and sort out your residency permit. You may have a property here. Yes, you can still fly back from Athens to here as long as you fall into the correct criteria. But anyway, that ban now is now running now till April the 19th. So a week or so before Easter-ish. Okay. Anyway, also, more information on health again. The Greek Minister of Health, Vassilis Kikilias, has confirmed that the plan to start vaccinations of citizens in their 40s will begin in June. He also stated that the Pacific restrictions that will be enforced during the Easter period have not yet been finalised by the government and its scientific committee. So again, it looks like we'll have to wait and see how Easter is going to be handled this year, whether we'll be doing it the same way we did it last year, which was basically in a form of lockdown, or whether those restrictions will be eased and people will be allowed to travel from off the island here, from Athens, Thessaloniki, or wherever they're working, back to here to spend time in their home village or their home house. All right, here on the island. But we'll wait and see what happens there. Anyway, Tourism Minister Haris Theocharis presented a comprehensive plan to restart tourism over the weekend, speaking in his capacity as the chairman of the World Tourism Organization Global Crisis Management Committee at the hybrid meeting under the auspices of Saudi Arabia. Theocharis proposed an action plan comprising of 4 pillars. Anyway, they are the resumption of safe cross-border travel, the safe movement of tourists, the provision of liquidity to businesses in the tourism sector, and the support of work and restoration for travellers' confidence. The tourism minister's proposals were unanimously approved by the plenary from the World Travel Organization Committee and constitute his recommendations to its members. The meeting's subject was the resumption of global tourism in 2021. As Theocharis pointed out, the adoption of a digital health solution or digital vaccine certificates against COVID-19, he says, will ensure the fastest possible restoration of free movement between the states. Europe has adopted the proposal of the Prime Minister, Mr. Mitsotakis, and is proceeding with the digital green certificate, which will contribute to the facilitation of travel and the strengthening of tourism. So it looks like there's going to be some sort of certificate on the way if you want to travel. So again, we'll keep our eyes and ears open on that one. We're going to see where that is going to lead to. Also, another story as well, referenced the journalist who was assassinated on Friday, Giorgos Karaivaz. It seems a security camera has captured the two main suspects in his murder. The camera capture shows two people leaving the scene of the crime on a scooter. The driver was wearing a helmet, while the passenger who actually carried out the shooting was wearing a beanie hat and also a neck fleece. Anyway, Karaivaz was murdered outside his home in the coastal Athens suburb of Almos after he'd returned from work early on Friday afternoon. The autopsy showed he'd been shot 10 times, 6 into his torso, 2 into his head, and 1 in his neck, and 1 into his left palm. Now, according to the autopsy, the head wounds were the last, confirming a witness's account that the murder went next to Karaivaz as he stood prone and fired the last 2 shots at point blank range. So obviously they were determined to kill this journalist. He also leaves behind a widow and a child as well. The state news agency reported that police are examining the victim's cell phone and his computer as well as his personal blog to glean information to the motives, but police still say that this is the hallmarks of a professional hit. So again, our condolences to the family that's affected, and also shows you what a dangerous job being a journalist can be, especially in certain locations, although it's horrible to think that it goes on here in Greece. Anyway, and finally, another marking of a great character and a great person of Zakynthos, the memory of the great Zakynthian composer Dimitris Lagou, who passed away 30 years ago at the age of just 39, was honoured yesterday afternoon in Zakynthos town, actually at the precise time that he passed away in 1991. In a very simple ceremony, which was obviously held under the restrictive circumstances of coronavirus restrictions, the solemn event was held at his monument in Lagou Square. Now, if you're wondering where that is, it's close to the municipal beach, where the Plaza Hotel is. Just across the road from there, you'll see a big stone, and that is the stone that commemorates Dimitri. That is where there is an inscription there. A friend of ours by the name of Mike was commissioned to paint a mural to his memory on one of the telephone boxes around there. There was a big program a couple of years ago to paint all the telephone boxes with a picture on, and Mike was commissioned to do a mural on that. It didn't happen in the end, but that's for other reasons. But again, this guy who's passed away, absolute legend in Greek music. He was born here in Zakynthos. I remember speaking to the lady at the Libradora bookshop. We were talking about him last year because I was getting some research together about him, and she was looking at the pictures and information, and she said this man was an angel. So anyway, yesterday in town there was a commemoration to his memory, which also included some of the songs that he wrote. Also as well some of the poetry that he also read as well, plus as well poetry from Solomos, and the music was from the Vacarola Orchestra. they played as well some of the music that Dimitris actually wrote. And again, a charismatic character, charismatic figure, titan in Greek music. And again, from the island of music and poetry, which is what Zakynthos is known for, again, commemorating his passing at the age of 39. I think he passed away from cancer, if I remember rightly. And he wrote a very famous piece of music on the Odyssey, Homer's Odyssey, which again was even played in New York by the New York Symphony Orchestra. He was held in very high regard in America, as well as obviously in Greece as well. So again, another good point of Zakynthos. It still is a land of poets and also a land of musicians. Right, let's have a quick look and see who's tuning in at the moment. Lindsay Lamb is watching. Nice to have you tuning in, my darling. Hope Blake got off to school nicely this morning. No troubles. Brett Weston is also tuning in. Gail Marsden is watching as well. Shane Bowen is watching. Cheers for tuning in over the weekend, mate. Just to let you know that the Dance Anthem show was an absolute blinder. And the Northern Soul show was, as always, we had a good reception for the Northern Soul show. It was nice sitting in on the balcony, been able to listen to it, chat to people online, as well as hear the show. And I've also got, and it's totally gone out of my head, but we have a new app now so that you can listen to Beats Radio on your phone, and you can obviously transfer that signal into your car stereo if it's able to do that kind of thing, and you can listen to Beats Radio while driving around in your car. I'll put details of that up online, so next time I've got a broadcast going on beatsradio.co.uk, you can obviously listen to it there. So again, thank you to those people who tuned in. I even had the Masons tuning in as well, the Slide and Compass Scooter Club. Big shout out to Nobby. Nice to have you tuning in and spreading the word as well. So thank you, fella. Really, really cool. Paula Gwynn is also looking in as well. Nice to see you. Julie Stevens is watching. Matt Pickard is watching as well. Steve Hodson up there in the northeast is tuning in as well. He's a big Northern Soul fan. Liz Crystal is also tuning in. Nice to see you looking in as well, Liz. Amanda Gregory watching as well. I hope that balcony's looking good. Sean Bowen says, Gallimera Ginge, showers and sun today. Enjoyed your sets over the weekend. Thank you very much, old Shane up there on Exmoor. Steve Hodgson says, good morning, pal. That's me above you in my private plane. I'll just be popping in to see you in about an hour. You make sure that you're safe, mate. Make sure you've had the test. Anyway, so there you go, the eye in the sky. Anyway, there was two planes up there. Who's flying in the other one, I asked myself. Anyway, Liz says, good morning, DJ Ginge. It's snowing in Oxford. Oh, my God. I know they've had snow in Leek over the weekend, and also Stoke has been quite snowy. Speaking with Steve Hinckley, he was in fact, Steve should have been here this week. As we did our little walk round Sillaby, we stopped outside Mythos Time to take some pictures of the sign just to send it to him, but I think he got a bit upset seeing those pictures, because he should have been here on the beach this week and not in Stoke in the snow. There's a bit rhymes there. Anyway, John Bailey is watching as well. Hilary Rogers is nice to have you tuning in, Hilary. Have missed you. Big wave to Hilary. Hilary says, morning, Ginge. Johnny Hayes. Hey, Johnny. He's tuning in as well. Nice to see you, Johnny. Andy Watson is also tuning in. Keith Jean Bolton up there in York is also tuning in. How is the weather in York? Have you had snow in York where the Viking Museum is? Let me know. Heather Nash in Birmingham says, good morning to you and Ginge and Jane. Weather is cold here. We had some snow yesterday and more forecast for today. So there's snow in Birmingham. Oh my God. Derek and Bridget Cole are watching in Cyprus. Now they always have snow in Cyprus, up in the mountains, in the Troodos Mountains. One of the locations I learnt to ski in many years ago. So anyway, I hope you guys are staying safe and having a good time. Chippy Woods is tuning in from Spain. Lovely to have you looking in, Chippy. Andy Johnson is also tuning in as well. Alison Wharton is tuning in. Christine Brown is watching. Christine Brown says, nice and sunny here today in Nottingham. Really? You're not lying to us now, are you? Everybody else seems to be having rubbish weather in the UK at the moment, although I'd rather have snow than rain, that's for sure. Anyway, Alison Wharton says, hope it's a little warmer there. Oh, it is very much so, a little warmer. Rain Pete Dillon is watching, Derry Coyle is watching, Jan Lawrence is watching as well. Also, who else is that there we got there? Tim Crystal says, morning buddy from a white Oxford. I'm dreaming of a white Oxford. There you go. That's my singing for today. Anyway, Tim there tuning in. Dawn Spiller is watching as well. Paul Brignall is also watching. Larry Smith is watching too. Nice to see you, Larry. John Atherton is watching as well. Andrew the Fridge Watkins. It must be snowing in Wales. Gotta be. Lyndon is also watching from Wales as well. Let me know what the weather's like in Wales. Andy Owen is watching as well. Janet Cooney is watching. Rosewood is also watching, bless her. Andy Owen says, good morning, Ginge. George McFarlane is watching. Rita Panchard is watching. Kevin Bell is watching. Ian Daly is also watching as well. Ian Booth is watching as well. I hope you're doing all right, Ian. We had a little message about you on Friday. I know you were going into hospital. I hope you are recovering, big fella, and everything is going well, all right? John Kadar is watching. Ginge says, hi, Ginge, I'm in Halifax Hospital waiting for my heart surgery. Well, that answered that question, didn't it? Bless. Anyway, I wish you all the best, fella. You get well. It's too long. You're too young to check out, all right? You've got to do it at least when you're 99, all right? And your buddies at the Masons were tuning in, actually, the other day on my Northern Soul show. Anyway, you take care, buddy, and all the best, all right? Teresa Ann Huggett is watching as well. Dean Parler is watching. Sean Bowers says, I think that cockerel needs a new hen bird. He's got quite a few hen birds, that cockerel, and he's still not satisfied. So anyway, we're calling him Norris from now on, all right? That's the noisy white cockerel. Anyway, Steve Hodgson says, that's the wife in the other one. Oh, the other plane is the wife. Oh, you see, you're not flying together. There, he's just flaunting his wealth. He is just flaunting his wealth. Magdalene Letka, there's an interesting name. Is that right? Mark Clellan Letka? Anyway, they're saying good morning from Northampton, Gallimera Ginge. Thank you, my darlings. I'm not sure if that's two people with a name combined or it's just one person, but thank you for tuning in. Lovely to see you here. Chris Clark is watching. Angela Luzzi is watching. Delia Cossetti is watching. Sam Smith is watching as well. He says, morning, Ginge. Just started snowing here in Brighton. So there's snow in Brighton. Anyway, thank you for your list yesterday. Do you know what? I sat up till 2 o'clock yesterday, this morning, just going through those requests you sent me, fella, for my dance anthem show, which I shall be recording later this afternoon. If anybody's got any tracks they'd like stuck in my dance anthem show, let me know before 12 o'clock your time, 2 o'clock my time, because I will be putting together the next dance anthem show for Friday, all right? Anyway, Sue Saint is watching as well. Sue Saint says, morning, Ginge. Andrew the Fridge Watkins says, morning. We had some snow yesterday, cold, and sunshine and showers this morning. Oh, there. So again, everybody seems to be getting the snow over in the UK. Amanda Gregory says, the balcony is looking good. At the Mo, thanks. All right, I'm pleased about that. I'll be round to inspect. Ian Boothie says, thank you for your comments. That's my pleasure, fella. You just get well. We want to see you back again, hopefully, at some point. And Amanda says, you got my weather very sunny, 18 degrees. Feels like 23 today. Enjoy. Chick Valentine is also saying, listen, I've got to go, guys. I've got cleaning duties to do today because we're doing the lounge. I hate cleaning the lounge. That's the worst place to clean, to be honest. So I've got that. That's why I was up till 2 o'clock this morning putting all the music together for my show this afternoon, is because otherwise I'm against the clock, all right? So anyway, I've got to go. I'll keep my ear to the ground. Once again, can I thank people who are sending me information as well? It's greatly appreciated. Makes my job a bit easier as well. And you have a lovely day in the snow. Don't forget, chucking snowballs might be contrary to COVID-19 restrictions, but chuck them anyway, all right? Have a bit of fun. Have a bit of a laugh. Try and enjoy yourselves. Keep your chins up. all right, and I will hopefully see you back here tomorrow. More news, more information from the balcony, all right? It's me, DJ Ginge, signing off. Catch you later. Ta-ra!